What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we are back with Madden 23 rebuilds. And today we're going to be rebuilding the Atlanta Falcons. It was between the Falcons, the Rams, and the Commanders. All teams that need different types of rebuilding, but I think the Falcons need it the most in terms of just a full-on overhaul. But before we get into this video, I'm going to have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. I have plenty of these videos already uploaded. Might as well subscribe and like so more people can see this and more people can give me challenges and these rebuilds can come out more frequently. They have some bright spots in AJ Terrell, Cordero Patterson, and Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo has his moments, but he's a great kicker. Cordero Patterson is a bit older, and AJ Terrell is young. You imagine that he's going to be one of the leading cornerbacks in your cornerback room for a while. But we are going to have to fire Arthur Smith in order to bring in Champagne Chico now. And at the re-signing period, you do have some players that you should be re-signing. Rashad Evans, Lorenzo Carter, all at that age that it's kind of hit or miss in terms of re-signing them in general. Bradley Pinion at punter. Since we don't already have a right outside linebacker, I think I'm going to try to sign Lorenzo Carter back until he's 30. Try to keep him on the team. Excited to sign such a great offer. Great for you. It's definitely great for you. Cornerback, Isaiah Oliver would be a good idea to keep on the team. Offer's perfect. All right, we keep our CB3 for the moment. Caleb McGarry, 75 overall. I think we can get him back later on. Rashad Evans would be good to keep at middle linebacker, but it's hard to come by middle linebackers. It definitely is. I mean, if he accepts this, then great. I mean, actually, we'll give him a player friendly. See if he stays on the team. Excited to sign such a great offer. We have 104 mil left, and I think I'm going to let Caleb McGarry go into free agency, and then we'll deal with him in free agency. But I want to see what I can get right now for the cap that I have right now, or maybe we just keep it for next year, but it all just depends on our game plan for the draft. In all honesty, I'm trying to save money because this free agency class, I'm not too concerned about signing any big players, because even if we did sign them, they're not going to make much of a difference to our record this upcoming season. We have to be able to draft very well, so we're kind of just building around what could possibly be the draft. But Javon Hargrave is on a 2-year deal on this contract that we have with him. Mike McGlinchey hopefully comes to us. We need a right tackle very desperately, and Irv Smith Jr. is just going to be a backup for Kyle Pitts. It's not him replacing Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a superstar X Factor. I wouldn't imagine that he replaces him in any way. But I think Cordero Patterson retired because I can't see him on any of the lineups that we have. Wow, Cordero Patterson did retire. So that takes away one superstar from our team, which does not help us at all because we were definitely hoping to keep him. I mean, Tyler gets some more reps at the running back position. Drake London. I would get a wide receiver. I just think we're going to tank this year. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is a year that we're just going to go with the flow of things, see if anybody develops in their positions. Grady Jarrett, I think he's pretty old now, 30. He is 30 years old, might be on the decline pretty soon, so maybe we can get a championship in the time that he's here, maybe not. I know Lindstrom is probably going into free agency next year, so we have to focus a lot of money on that. Drake London the year after. It's really all up to the signings that we get right now. If we don't get any of them, then I'm fine with that. We can tank for this season, draft the players that we need, and then worry about everything later in the next season. But we're going to go ahead and evaluate these and see who ends up deciding to come to the team. Neither Javon Hargrave or Javon went to the Lions, and the right tackle McGlinchey went to the Ravens. We don't even really need Irv Smith. in all honesty, we don't need Irv Smith. Kyle Pitts is going to be running that tight end position. So I guess we're going into the next free agency with a lot of money, 104 mil to be specific. Kyle Pitts just has to come back from injury. He is injured right now, but I'm expecting him to be back. An 86 overall superstar X Factor. He's going to be the main focus on this offense, right beside Drake London. Don't see any other way of us going about this season. We're not spending a bunch of money on a bunch of mediocre players. So we will tank this next season as the Falcons should. They keep trying to compete, but they don't have the players to be able to go deep. But we are going to go to the draft and hope that we're able to get a QB at the position that we're at. I think we're the 9th pick in the draft or the 8th pick in the draft. They have CJ Stroud dropping to our position. I'm not passing up on him. I'm not passing up on him if he drops. We are the 8th pick, so they have him going at the 12th pick to CJ Stroud, even though they're planning to get Bryce Young at the number 2 pick. Doesn't make any sense, but Madden continues to do it with these QB prospects in this draft class. But we're going to go ahead and go to the draft a right tackle probably, but focus on a QB and develop that QB. All right, now we are in the draft. We're going to go one by one just to see what ends up happening. Tyree Wilson is going to go number 1 to the Bears. Bryce Young goes to the Texans. The Cardinals get Will Levis. The Colts get Will Anderson. The Lions draft... Oh, no, the Seahawks draft Jalen Carter. I was mad confused for a second. The Lions get Christian Gonzalez. And the Raiders draft Anthony Richardson. So CJ Stroud drops all the way down to us. He has good stats. His physicals, not the greatest. Not the greatest, but they're pretty good. I mean, he could be the QB of the future for us if we put the right situation around him. I don't want Desmond Ridder as my starting QB, so we're going to take CJ Stroud with hidden development, 90 throw power, 80 speed, 78 agility, and 83 acceleration. Hopefully he ends up panning out. Hopefully he helps out Kyle Pitts and Drake London on this offense. Another position of need right now is the cornerback position, and Tyreek Stevenson has jumped up a lot in this draft. His physicals aren't the greatest, but he has pretty decent stats. I think he's a man-to-man cornerback out of Miami, yeah. Tyreek Stevenson, we need a cornerback. There's also the option of getting a center because that's another position that we could probably use some help at, really. I could imagine that the Falcons go with the offensive lineman in the 2nd round. I don't think they worry much about the cornerback position with AJ Terrell there. I think we're going to go ahead and get the center, John Michael Schmitz. I imagine that they're going to get him in real life. He's a power blocker, pretty good physicals, decent stats. He is hidden development with 86 strength, so I'm expecting him to be our center for the future, and then I don't think we're going to worry too much about right tackle with that center probably moving over there. Eli Ricks at cornerback has pretty good stats. Man-to-man, so his zone coverage isn't the greatest, but also his man coverage isn't either. We're in the 3rd round right now, so I'm not expecting him to be insane. Out of LSU, physicals aren't bad. I'm going to take a chance on him because we need a cornerback regardless. Eli Ricks, hidden development, 90 speed, 87 jumping, 86 change of direction, 90 acceleration, and 84 agility. 6'2". Need him to be good alongside AJ Terrell. Dontavian Wicks. Decent stats for what we can see for a 4th round pick. Physicals aren't bad either. I mean, he was probably one of the slowest in the combine, but he's a slot archetype out of Virginia. I think we take a chance on him because we need a wide receiver regardless. You can see that one of our wide receiver positions are not taken up. So we're going to go ahead and take Dontavian Wicks, who is 86 speed, 92 jumping, 88 acceleration, 6'1", 206 out of Virginia. Hopefully he's good, but if not, we can live with it. Taking a chance on a day 3 prospect, Braden Daniels. Doesn't have the best blocking in the world, but his physicals are pretty good. They could make up for it at right tackle. Braden Daniels, hidden development, 85 strength, and 81 acceleration as a right tackle. Wow, out of Utah. 6'4", 294. He should be pretty solid at that right tackle position. All right, and we got a lot of blue going on in this offense. CJ Stroud, John Michael Schmitz, Braden McDaniels, Kyle Pitts is back from his injury. It's not a year of trying to push for the playoffs. It's just a year of trying to develop as much as possible. Eli Ricks is a 71 overall. Casey Hayward is back. It's an okay team. I'm just not expecting to be pushing super hard for the playoffs. I think this is a year that we just get CJ Stroud to get as much development as possible, and then next year we're going to overhaul on the free agents. But I will see you at the midseason mark and see how this team does the way that they are right now. And at the midseason mark, the Atlanta Falcons are 2-5. Not what we expected. I was expecting not to get any wins at all, but 2-5, 17th in offensive yards. It seems like CJ Stroud is doing his thing this year. 21st in, did I say 17th in defensive? 17th in offensive yards, 21st in defensive. CJ Stroud has 1,800 yards, 12 TDs, and 4 interceptions. He's doing pretty well this year. Tyler Algier has 448 yards and 3 TDs. Receiving, the rookie has 524 yards and 5 TDs. He wants to develop. Drake London has 459 and 3 TDs. And Kyle Pitts has 455 and 4 TDs. Actually getting the ball to him, unlike the real-life Falcons. Michael Walker has the leading tackles on the team. He also has the leading CFLs with 5. Not even going to try to say his name. Arnold has 5. Carter has 5. And Jarrett has 5. 3 sacks for Jarrett. 3 for Evans and 3 for Arnold, or 2 for Arnold. 3 picks for Isaiah Oliver, the man that we re-signed this offseason, and 1 for a bunch of other defensive backs. So we can take a look at the roster and see who all got their development traits at the moment. I'm expecting maybe CJ Stroud. They all have star development, which isn't bad. Our whole offensive line is star development, so that's good. CJ Stroud was hoping for a little bit better. But the defensive side, also the same. Eli Ricks hasn't played enough snaps, but he's up to a 73. So that's always good. Roy is a 69 overall. I don't know. I'm just hoping we kind of lose out, to be honest with you. $136 million this offseason, but we have AJ Terrell and Chris Lindstrom going into free agency. Let's sign AJ Terrell back now. Maybe he accepts a neutral deal. Let's try to do that. Happy to sign with the organization. A 5-year deal doesn't hurt us as much as it would have if we signed him for longer. Lindstrom, 26 years old. I want him to come back. Player-friendly deal. Any future deals needs to account for my interest not being met here. Okay. All right. That's fine. What type of draft is this looking like? I'm hoping it's not a quarterback. It's not. Outside linebacker, defensive line. There is some quarterbacks. There's offensive line. Pretty good draft overall. I think I like where it's going. We just have to hope that we get a pretty high pick so we get our choice of what we want. But I will look at that more towards the end of the season when the combine comes, and we'll see how this team finishes off. And we finish off the season 7-10. We actually ended up doing the same as we did last season when we had more of a full roster last season. 23rd in offensive yards and 22nd in defensive. CJ Stroud had 4,300 yards, 26 TDs, and 12 interceptions. Tyler Algier had 1,000 yards and 9 TDs. Avery Williams had 10 TDs for some reason. Kyle Pitts had 1,100 yards and 8 TDs, leading the receiving core. The rookie had 1,100 yards and 11 TDs. Drake London had 1,006 TDs. The top 3 are pushing through. Michael Walker had the leading tackles on the team. I almost combusted. Grady Jarrett had 17 TFLs, Carter had 16, Walker had 14, and Arnold had 12 sacks, though. Carter had 7, Evans had 7, and Jarrett had 6.5. AJ Terrell picked up his interceptions. He got 5 by the end of the season. Michael Walker had 4, and Isaiah Oliver stayed at 3. Hopefully that's one of the worst in the league. I'm not expecting it to be super high in the draft, I guess. I was expecting us to maybe go like 3 and 14 or something, 3 and 13. But I guess we're going to simulate to the offseason, see what happened this season, and see if CJ Stroud won Rookie of the Year. In the 2023 season recap, the Cowboys beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Damon Clark wins Super Bowl MVP. And our rookie wide receiver won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wasn't he a third-round pick? Third or fourth-round pick? He showed out. He definitely showed out. Hopefully he keeps doing that in these upcoming seasons. Now we have to worry about re-signing a bunch of players. $149 million in cap space. Chris Lindstrom is our main focus right now. I'm going to give him the best contract possible for him to come back onto the team. A 5-year deal. That's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. We need to keep him for the future. We can't allow him to have the opportunity to go to another team. Michael Walker might be a good choice to keep on the team because middle linebackers aren't easy to come by. He's star development. Could use him as a trade piece at some point if he accepts this. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to test out free agency. I'm not overpaying him either. And now we worry about the free agents in this class. 133 mil to work with. All right, we're trying to make some big signings in this offseason. Nick Bosa, right end. I mean, it could be possible. He doesn't have much interest in coming to us in Madden. But if somebody has the bag to drop on Nick Bosa like we do, he just might forget about all the other teams and championships. Possibly the Falcons have the space with possibly getting a championship. But Rashad Gary at left outside linebacker, that's a position that we desperately need right now. Defensive tackle, Derek Brown, Brandon Ayuk. We need somebody to play alongside Drake London and our brand new rookie that's popping off right now, James Bradbury, for a year to add to our cornerback room. We have AJ Terrell and Isaiah Oliver there. Eli Riggs is going up the ranks right now, but he still needs some more time to develop before we rely on him to be a CB3. There are quarterbacks, but of course I'm relying on CJ Stroud to develop right now. Not going to get Marquise Brown since we have Drake London already to be a wide receiver too. Just overall, it's a good draft, not draft class. It's a good free agency class. Right tackle may be a position that we get, but we have to see who decides to come to the team now. They all decide, and Nick Bosa comes to the Falcons. Every person decides to come to the Falcons. James Bradbury, Brandon Ayuk, Derek Brown, Rashad Gary, and Nick Bosa. It's possible. It's possible. We've been surprised many times before in these off seasons. Strong safety. We don't have a strong safety right now. Who's our punter? Oh, we don't have a punter either. All right. Well, Tommy, we're trying to keep getting some big pickups right now. Well, actually, we're going to take away this right tackle because it doesn't matter anymore. Tommy Townsend and Grant Delpit. We're getting Grant Delpit to be able to develop with the team. Star development, 25 years old. I could see him developing more. I was going to try to get Adrian Amos, but I'm not overpaying for him. 26.9 mil still left, but we're not going to be using all of it. Just trying to fill out the team now. And the Cowboys swoop in and try to get Grant Delpit. We're going to offer him another contract because I need a strong safety regardless. So we're going to go and offer him a long-term deal so he can stay with the team long-term and develop with us. Now we're competing with the Cowboys, and we have to see if he ends up deciding coming to the team. In the last evaluation, he still hasn't decided. He still has not decided. But Tommy Townsend ends up coming to the Falcons, so we have a punter now. A big free agency, it would be great to finish it off with Grant Delpit, but if not, we can draft a safety in the draft. We just have to take a look at that before we get there. See combine results. All right, so I think my game plan right now is that I will be taking a right outside linebacker at the early position that we have. It would be great to have one that develops quickly. I think our right outside linebacker right now isn't too great in terms of comparison to a top draft pick, a top 10 draft pick, specifically English. Not my first language, fun fact. Defense, yeah. Lorenzo Carter, I'm crazy about. I'm not too crazy about it. We're probably going to change up the scheme come the next season, just so we don't have to worry about the double middle linebacker situation. But then we would have to worry about the double defensive tackles. So maybe we try to find a middle linebacker at some point in the draft, but it's not going to be a main priority. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But my main goal is to get a right tackle, a strong safety, and the right outside linebacker that they have us projected to get. If I have a change of heart, then I'll end up probably trading back and getting a middle linebacker, because there is one that is projected to go in the first round. Braylon Pleasant looks good. Not bad physicals. Pretty good skills. I think he's a field general with deep pursuit. Okay. It's not horrible. It's not the best middle linebacker, though. I mean, could just trade back for him. I just would like a new right outside linebacker. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens throughout the draft, and hopefully we get all the draft picks that we need. Michael Hobbs gets picked right before us, which was projected to happen. A lot of quarterbacks have fallen to this position. Cornerback, though. We have cornerbacks right now. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it right now. All right, and the trade that we're going to make right now, because we are trying to get some higher draft picks with some prospects that we're looking at. Carter is on the move, since we are planning to draft a right outside linebacker, and we are trading a 5th round pick with him to the Bears for their 2nd round pick. Enough to get what we need right now. So we're going to go ahead and take that right outside linebacker that I've been talking about for a little minute now. George Torrance looks good. Power rusher. Can fill in very well for the man that just departed the Falcons. Normal development. Damn. Oh, I had confidence. I had so much confidence. He was going to be hidden development. Oh, solid stats, I guess. It's nothing to go crazy about. I mean, he's a power rusher, so he's not going to have great finesse moves. He had B power moves, B play recognition. Oh, man. I guess he's just going to have to fill in for right now. We're going to go ahead and take this right tackle. I'm going to prioritize that right now. There's more prospects in terms of strong safety that I like than right tackle. He looks solid. He is a pass protector. He has A pass block finesse and B pass block power. His run block isn't great for the one that we can see, but it's power. So it's not a good one to measure his run block off of. But we need a right tackle regardless, so we're going to go ahead and get him. Trevor Collins. I know that I got Braden last draft. 70 overall is not going to cut it for right now. We need somebody immediate with the team that we're going to have this season. 314 pounds, 6'7" out of Utah, another Utah prospect. I have a little bit more confidence in Von Hatchett, though. I'm going to go ahead and get Von Hatchett for this year. If he ends up being good, then great. If not, then he is hidden development. 88 acceleration, 88 agility, 86 speed, and 85 jumping. Hopefully he pans out. Looking for another middle linebacker. This man looks pretty good in terms of physicals. His stats are pretty decent as well. He's a pass coverage with D play recognition. But he has B man coverage. B to D zone coverage. I'm expecting that to be a B. He has A awareness and B hit power. I'm going to take a chance on Donovan Morris to be our middle linebacker 2 right now. And he is hidden development, 89 speed, 82 jumping, 88 acceleration, and 84 agility. We've been hitting on all of these since our first pick, so hopefully they all are pretty good. And at the start of season 2 of the Falcons rebuild, our offense looks like this. Collins is a 71 overall right now. We could possibly move one of them to left guard. It wouldn't make much sense, to be honest with you, but worth a try. It's worth a try. CJ Stroud, QB1, Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver 1, Drake London, and Wicks is a 75 overall. I was looking for a lower overall because I thought the rookie wasn't going to be that high, but he's a 75 overall, wide receiver 3. It's pretty good. Hurts is only a 65 from the draft. There's Morris, the middle linebacker that we drafted, and Hatchett at strong safety, who's a 74 overall. So that is pretty good. Overall, the team is good. The team is very good. I think we're going to keep running the same scheme. I'll probably just adjust it a little bit in terms of the offensive side of things. But the defense, 90%, it's only the middle linebacker, which is completely fine with me. So I will see you at the midseason mark and see how this team does. At the midseason mark, the Falcons are 4-3. Would have thought we were going to be doing much better at this point. 6th in offensive yards. So it must be the defense. 15th in defensive yards. It's not bad. We probably have had some bad games. 2,100 yards, 15 TDs, and 3 interceptions. I almost said 30. Tyler with 426 and 6 TDs. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk with 635 and 9 TDs. Clearly taking the lead. Drake London with 501 TD. Kyle Pitts with 398 and 5 TDs. Wicks is still there doing his thing, but he is kind of the wide receiver 4 at that point. Morris had the leading tackles in the season. Nick Bosa already has 13 TFLs on the season. Derek Brown has 6. Rashad Evans has 4. And Gary has 4 sacks. Nick Bosa is also leading in that with 11.5 at the midseason mark. This isn't a full season yet. Grady Jarrett with 2.5 and Derek Brown with 1.5. Not a bad start. We just need to pick it up. We're 4-3, so we can definitely make some leeway in this right now. Look at the roster. See how the hidden development players ended up panning out. Collins is a star and is a higher overall than our previous right tackle, so that's a good thing that we drafted him. On the defensive side, everybody's a star. Everybody's a star right now, so why is Torrance not playing the right outside linebacker position? I will let the CPU handle that. He's a 74 overall, not the greatest top pick that I've ever gotten. But we're going to look at the players to negotiate right now. 46 mil, and Kyle Pitts is up for a contract. A 4-year deal, maybe a 5-year. Maybe a 5-year just to secure him until his inevitable decline. Excited to sign such a great offer with a great team. Glad you feel that way, because I need to start feeling that way. Richie Grant, 78 overall free safety. Free safeties aren't easy to come by, but could get him back in free agency. James Bradbury, 31 years old. I'm not planning on re-signing him right now. The center is not a concern of mine. Isaiah Oliver at cornerback has been doing good. He has been doing good, but we have some pretty solid options at cornerback. Gonna have to see. I think we're gonna wait until the end of the season. I want to see what's in free agency and keep this money that we have in order to do that. So we're gonna simulate to the end of the season. We'll look at the mock draft closer to the playoffs. And at the end of the season, we don't make the playoffs. 9-8. Very interesting. Stats and awards, 18th in offensive yards. I simply am illiterate today. 4th in defensive yards. So our offense fell off after that midseason mark. 4,700 yards, 36 TDs, and 9 interceptions. It might be the halfback. That might be what we have to replace right now. 1,000 yards and 14 TDs for him. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts all reached the 1,000-yard mark. Brandon Ayuk had 20 TDs. Wow. On the defensive side, Morris had the most tackles. Nick Bosa had 28 TFLs. Rashad Gary had 16. Brown had 14. Nick Bosa had 24.5 sacks. Brown had 7, and Gary had 6.5. Evans had 2 interceptions. Terrell had 2 interceptions, and then it just keeps going down with a bunch of different players getting 1 interception. So the offense is the issue right now. And I think what I'm going to be focusing on in free agency is trying to get a left guard and a better halfback. Even though Tyler is developing, could possibly wait on him to get better. I just don't want to waste these years that we have right now. For some reason, Torrance is at the bottom of the right outside linebacker position, which doesn't make any sense if he's a rookie. Doesn't make any sense, but it's probably why. It's probably exactly why this is happening. Going into the offseason, I expect Nick Bosa probably won Defensive Player of the Year. At the end of the season, the Panthers beat the Texans 39-33. Jacoby Brissett is the starting quarterback for the Panthers, probably having a Geno Smith type comeback. Nick Bosa did win Defensive Player of the Year. That's always good. And Donovan Morris won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So our defense definitely showed out this year. Got to get some offensive pieces to be able to level that out. 56.7 mil. Seems like somebody possibly retired. Nope. Nobody retired. We just have a lot of cap space. Gonna sign Isaiah Oliver to another year. He wants to stay on the team. I enjoyed playing for you, but I think I'm going to test out free agency. You literally have all the interest to come to the team, and you're going to say that? Richie Grant at free safety. I mean, I can get these players back in free agency. I just wanted to secure that we were going to have a cornerback, or a cornerback 3 at that point. Guess we're going to have to see in free agency. 57 mil to go into it. Got a lot of things to fix. We're attempting to keep adding to our future team. And Najee Harris. So I was going to go after Joe Mixon because he had a lot of interest in coming to the team, but I'm not paying that type of money for an extended amount of time since he's already 29 years old. So taking a chance on Najee. Javon Holland, we're leading for him too because we need a free safety. Carlton Davis at cornerback. Should probably increase it if we want to get him because it seems like the Commanders kind of swooped in. And Aaron Banks because we do not have a left guard, I don't think. No, we do not have a left guard to be playing in that position. So we're trying to fill out the line, fill out the cornerback room. Free safety is a need. And halfback. Tyler's doing well, but I don't think we have the time to wait for him to get to that point. All right, let's go ahead and see if we're able to get these players. We still have 21.6 mil to spare in this free agency class, and they all decide, and only Najee and Javon come to the team. Carlton Davis went to the Commanders. Who else did we try to sign? It was the left guard. He went to the Jaguars. All right, so we get 2 out of the 4 players, it seems. So now we have to go after another cornerback. I could do Stephon Gilmore for a year. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. We have another year to give a chance to get another cornerback, a younger one at that. We got the positions that we really needed. We do need left guard, though, so that's going to be a major focus in the draft because I'm not trying to sign somebody that's not going to be worth it. Go ahead and see if Stephon Gilmore comes to the team. And he ends up coming to the team. So we have Stephon Gilmore in one of his last years in the league. 82 overall is going to be solid for the time being. I'm not expecting too much from him. Just enough to be able to find a cornerback in the next draft. I'm drafting specifically a left guard and possibly a right outside linebacker in this draft just because that position's still kind of iffy and the right outside linebacker from last year isn't doing much. So let's go to the draft and see what we can do with that. Damn, Doug Daniels got picked right before us, and that was the big left guard in this draft, but I'm going to take Trent Bayless regardless. Ooh, who's supposed to go higher? All right, we are packing up our left outside linebacker backup, a 2nd-round pick and a 3rd-round pick to move to the 22nd spot. 4 picks after us, so hopefully we're able to get both players that we're planning to get right now. We're going to go ahead and take the left guard that we're planning to take at the moment, and that is Trent Bayless, who looks good. He looks pretty good. Measured decently, has some good stats on him. Hopefully he is good. He is hidden development, 85 strength, 82 acceleration, and 73 jumping. 6'5 pass protector, left guard. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm just going to go one by one just to make sure that we end up getting the player that we want. Middle linebacker, it's not what we're looking for. Danny Carr, not what we're looking for. One more pick. And Shane Bruce. Not what we're looking for at all. We are looking for this right outside linebacker. Antoine Simon looks amazing, actually. Top in the 40-yard dash, a 4.57 in the 40, elite speed, A pursuit, A play recognition, B zone coverage, C man coverage, B awareness, and he's a run stopper. Antoine Simon, hidden development, 90 acceleration, 86 speed, 79 strength, 79 agility, and 76 change of direction. 6 foot, 242 out of Mississippi State. Hopefully he's pretty good, but that's really going to be it for this draft. Those are the only positions that we desperately needed. And at the start of Season 3, Najee Harris is a star. Bayless is a 76 overall left guard. That's going to help us a lot. Our right tackle is up to a 77. The defensive side of things, Simon is a 77. We hit on both picks in the draft. I didn't want to draft another middle linebacker. Morris seems to be doing good, and he is a 75 overall now after the offseason. I think we can make a push right now. We could definitely make a push, hopefully for the Super Bowl, but it all depends on CJ Stroud right now. And at the midseason mark, the Atlanta Falcons are 5-2. Stats must be good. Hopefully CJ Stroud is also doing good. 4th in offensive yards. He's doing good. He's doing good right now. 13th in defensive yards. CJ Stroud has 1,700 yards, 15 TDs, and no interceptions. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that. Najee Harris has 663 and 6 TDs, and Tyler has 6 TDs as well. Brandon Ayuk with 511 yards with 5 TDs. Kyle Pitts with 382 and 2 TDs. Najee Harris has more receiving yards than Drake London. AJ Terrell has the most tackles on the team. Nick Bosa has 11 TFLs. Derek Brown has 6, and Jarrett has 6. And it seems like Nick Bosa is also leading in sacks with 11.5, and Brown has 6.5. Interceptions, Morris has 2. Brown has 2. Eli Ricks has 2, and Hatchett has... Wait. Brown has 1, Ricks has 1, and Hatchett has 1. I am illiterate right now. And the lineup, after the beginning of the season, I think the left guard is probably going to be a superstar with the way his overall was. He wasn't, but he's a 78 overall. Overall, the team is good. The offense is good. Our right outside linebacker still has yet to develop completely. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see what he is at the end of the season. We'll look at who we have to re-sign right now. Grady Jarrett on a 2-year deal. 84 overall. Drake London might be somebody that I think about. He's an 83 overall now. Could develop some more. I'll re-sign Drake London to a neutral deal. Decided to sign such a great offer. Fantastic. 34 mil left to go. Tyler would be great to keep on the team just because he's been good at fullback. Because how much would I be knocked off with this? 30 mil, and I'm assuming it's the same for Grady Jarrett. Maybe a little more. 20 mil if I sign Grady Jarrett to his 2-year deal. That'll take 14 mil? It would, because of the 7 mil, and then, oh my gosh. So yeah, I will wait that out until the offseason, see how much Grady Jarrett regresses, and if he doesn't regress that much, then we'll probably end up re-signing him. But we'll go to the playoffs, hopefully making it. And at the end of the season, we went 14-3. So that means that we possibly have a first-round bye, 4th in offensive yards, and 3rd in defensive. So we are top 5 in both sides of the ball. He did not keep up his streak with the 0 interceptions, but he had 4,500 yards, 41 TDs, and 8 interceptions, which is MVP caliber. 1,400 yards and 12 TDs for Najee. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk had 1,360 and 16 TDs. Kyle Pitts had 978 and 7 TDs. Drake London with 800 and 5 TDs. On the defensive side, Morris with the most tackles. Once again, this player tag is award winner. We'll have to see if he won anything. 22 TFLs for Nick Bosa, 17 for Derek Brown, and 14 for Grady Jarrett, and 12 for Rashad Gary. Sacks, Nick Bosa with 20, Derek Brown with 13, Rashad Gary with 13, and interceptions, we had 3 from Morris, 2 from Ricks, 2 from Hatchett, and 2 from Nick Jones. And the defensive tackle got a pick too. Wow, the whole team was eating. 14-3. Let's see what happened with the right outside linebacker that we got. If he ended up being more than a star, he still hasn't fully developed. How many more snaps does he need? 44? Y'all haven't let the man eat. CJ Stroud is up to an 87 overall. It is with morale, but it's an 87. Nonetheless, Najee Harris 93. Team looks good. We can make a deep push right now. I don't think I've ever rebuilt a team to be this good. And the Falcons are doing just that right now. We have a bye in the wild card round, and we move on to the divisional automatically and have to face the Arizona Cardinals. They have Kyler Murray, Budda Baker, possibly DeAndre Hopkins still. But we got to win it to keep moving to the NFC Conference Championship. And to the Super Sim, the Cardinals start off with the ball and are going downfield pretty easily against our defense, as they only get 3, though, when they were at the goal line. And a big rush by Najee Harris gets us our first touchdown of the day. And now the defense has woken up, and our offense is trying to extend this lead even more. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. Not enough to get the first down. And the Cardinals are making it competitive in this game in the divisional round. They end up only getting a field goal once again. Jason Sanders is on the Cardinals. 3rd and 4, 4th and 4. We just simply cannot do anything right now. And the Cardinals go downfield and get their first touchdown of the day, 13-7. We have to be able to get something, and we get a big reception. I keep skipping past the big plays. But the Cardinals have the ball with a minute left in the second quarter. 3rd and 1. Not able to convert on 3rd down, and they're going to punt it away with 50 seconds left on the clock. We have a chance to get some more points up. 2nd and 10, 1st and 10. We're getting into field goal range. 20 seconds, 9 seconds. We might just take the field goal. 4 seconds left on the clock, and we take the field goal, making it a 4-point game. 17-3, and the start of the second half has us with the ball, and its touchdown would extend this lead almost to an unreachable amount for the Cardinals. 11-point lead. And the Cardinals are trying to go downfield as much as possible, but they turn over the ball because they went for it. 3rd and 11, and we're in field goal range, but the field goal was blocked. So the Arizona Cardinals are right back where they left off, but they end up punting it to us, and we're making our way downfield, get within the 10 and get another touchdown. That has to be the dagger. 31-13. The Cardinals go downfield, get another touchdown, but we answer right back, 38-20. And this seems all but over. Chewing the clock with Najee Harris running the ball in the 4th quarter, and the Falcons move on to the NFC Conference Championship. That was a little too easy. And in the NFC Conference Championship, we have to face the Dallas Cowboys, who won it the first year, the Super Bowl to be exact. We're playing at our house, though. Hopefully we can play well against this Dallas Cowboys defense that still has Micah Parsons there. And we do end up starting off with the ball, and a big reception by Brandon Ayuk gets us to touchdown, 73 yards on that touchdown. And the Cowboys want to answer back, and they end up doing just that. And we have to punt it away on the 3 and out. And the Cowboys have prime position but aren't able to do anything either. We're starting off hot on this drive. 2nd and 15, 3rd and 4. Not able to get the first, so we take the field goal, 10-7, and the Cowboys are moving downfield but get sacked by Nick Bosa. 4th and inches, and they try to take the field goal and miss it. We have prime field position for us, 3rd and 8, and we get the first down. We're getting close to the touchdown range, and we end up getting it, making it a 10-point lead, 17-7, and the Cowboys have to punt it right back to us. We could get another touchdown and open this game up right now at the 1. 2 times in a row that we weren't able to get the touchdown, and another one. Najee Harris gets a negative 2-yard rush, and we take the field goal, only making it a 13-point game. 4th and 8. Wow, our defense is suffocating the Cowboys right now. We're going downfield, and we're going to take another field goal, 23-7. And they get not even a 15-yard penalty. That's like 45 at least by Von Hatchett. Possibly a pass interference. Puts them into field goal range. They get knocked back a bunch with 2 sacks and end up only taking the field goal, making it a 13-point game. And 3 seconds left on the clock. We're just going to run it out. And the Cowboys start off with the ball in the second half and are going downfield very quickly, making it only a 1-touchdown game, but their defense is able to stop our offense. It seemed like they weren't able to, and we end up punting it back to them. They're only down by 6 right now, but have to punt it back to us. We need to do something in order to extend this lead even more so we can secure our route to the Super Bowl. We convert on 3rd down, 2nd and 20 because of a sack by Micah Parsons. 3rd and 20, 4th and 7, not enough to get the first, and we end up taking the field goal, making it a 9-point game. And the Cowboys try to take the field goal once again, and Zane Gonzalez misses another one. This is almost like Brett Maher, but Brett Maher missed a bunch of extra points. 26-17, 1st and 10. We get another touchdown, and that has to be the dagger once again. 34-17. They simply are not able to do anything, and we end up getting only a field goal on that one. We could have got a touchdown, but we keep knocking them back. 4th and 20, and they punt it because they didn't want us to get prime field position, and we blow out the Cowboys in the 4th quarter and move on to the Super Bowl. I don't think anybody can match up against this team right now. 37-17. CJ Stroud is doing his thing right now. We are facing the Cincinnati Bengals, who had a losing record coming into the playoffs. Somehow made it. Don't know how. Because we had a 9-8 record last season and did not even get a wild card spot. But that doesn't matter right now. 14-3 versus 8-9 in Atlanta. So we're playing at home, even though it's supposedly in Cincinnati's home. Gotta win against a generational quarterback in Joe Burrow. And we end up starting off with the ball because supposedly we're the away team. 3rd and 10, and the Cincinnati Bengals defense is locking us up, but so is ours against their offense. We have to break the threshold, though. The Bengals are going downfield quickly and end up getting the first touchdown of the day, and that just woke up our offense completely. 3rd and 5, 4th and 10 because of a sack, and we have to take the field goal. 7-3 or 7-3. Tyler Boyd with the 22-yard gain. 3rd and 3. They just keep getting these big plays. 14-3, and our offense is simply not able to do much right now. 4th and 7. We have the ball once again. 3rd and 12. We finally convert on the 3rd down, but not on the 3rd down that we have. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the Super Bowl, and the Cincinnati Bengals are going downfield to get a touchdown. We almost get the same, but we have to take a field goal once again. 21-6. 30 seconds left, and they're going to punt it back to us with 20 seconds left. And we just seem to not be able to do anything today. 4 seconds left. They're just going to run out the clock. 21-6, and they start off with the ball. But our defense wakes up in the second half. They punt it back to us. Our offense has to wake up now, and a penalty moves us forward to a 1st down. Some rushes. A negative 2-yard rush. 4th and 3. And our defense once again stops them, but our offense needs to convert, and they do convert. 4th and 2, and they're going to take the field goal. 21-9. They missed a 53-yard field goal. We have good field position right now. We just have to be able to do something with it. 3rd and 1, and we cannot convert, but they finally go for it. A 4-yard rush. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 1. No way. And a big rush by Najee gets us the touchdown, making it a 5-point game with 5 minutes left in the game. And our defense has to lock them up, and they do. They only get 1 first down on that, and our offense has to be able to do the same. We convert on 3rd down. We're going downfield with 3 minutes left in the game, and we get the touchdown. Oh, wait. I think we got sacked on the 2-point conversion to try to make it a 3-point game. It's okay for right now. 3rd and 10. Ooh, they convert on 3rd down just by a bit. And Donovan Morris gets a penalty. They seem to not be able to do much without the penalties. 4th and 6. They're going to take their field goal. We're only down by 2. I'm getting in there. I'm getting in the game. All right, here we go. CJ Stroud. Have to take advantage of this moment right now. Kyle Pitts at the sideline. Toe tap. Let's go. 48-yard line. That definitely did not look like a toe tap, but I'm glad they counted it, because if not, oh, right there. Right there to Brandon Ayuk. He has space. And they call a timeout. they call a timeout and we can run out the clock right here and win the Super Bowl, we're going to do just that. Running out the clock. CJ Stroud and Najee Harris just pass. Oh, we have space. A minute left. We could get a touchdown, really. Minute left. Some great blocking. Some great blocking puts us at the 2. Another run play. And we're just going to take the touchdown. We're just going to take the touchdown. We'll play the defense right now. Number 29, Najee Harris, is a weird sight. Have to make sure that our defense doesn't choke, so I am going to do it myself. 50 seconds left. Just have to make sure they don't get anything easy right now. I'm going to be playing the defensive line so I don't choke this game. And Jamar Chase gets a first down, but they don't have any timeout, so they have to run no huddle. We're going to keep running zone, not allowing them to get much. Nothing's there. Another no huddle situation. They can't do much right now. They just keep going with the checkdowns that they can't really get much out of. And that is the last no huddle of the game. And the Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl with CJ Stroud. What a team. What a team that was built around CJ Stroud. I don't think he could have been in any better of a situation. If CJ Stroud somehow falls, I don't expect him to fall to the Falcons, but for some reason in this draft class, he fell to us. I wasn't just going to pass up on CJ Stroud and let somebody else get a Super Bowl. So, CJ Stroud is the Super Bowl winning quarterback. Eli Ricks, Lindstrom, Derek Brown, AJ Terrell. Look at Nick Bosa. 94 wearing number 94. CJ Stroud holding the Super Bowl trophy. And at the end of it all, the Falcons beat the Bengals 29-24. CJ Stroud winning Super Bowl MVP. Nick Bosa winning back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. But Champagne Chico adding another Coach of the Year to the shelf. I'm thinking about making longer rebuilds. Once I run out of actual teams that need rebuilding, maybe we do the teams that are good right now, but maybe 10, 20-year rebuilds. Up to y'all. Let me know what you think about that, because I think this was one of the faster rebuilds that I've ever done, because, I don't know, everything just really fell into place. Brandon Ayuk wanted to come to the team. The only free agent that we got that wasn't really interested in coming was Nick Bosa, but money talks. But if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.